welcome. I knew you wanted to, so I jumped in there.
Hola.
Welcome.
Okay. Okay. No, go on.
No, go on.
No, you go on.
Go on.
No, you go on. Hola, ¿cómo estás, people? How is everyone doing? Although I've just said that in Spanish, I'm just going to say it again.
I am doing good. Welcome to our show, episode 76
Of the gift of the gap.
Yes. What have you got for us?
Yes, so a week ago, AP sent out a message, and this is what she said. So, I hate when people come on my page looking for answers or for someone else. I don't remember being a spokesperson for anyone. People need to stop thinking ghosting close friends for months without communication. You need space is normal. Or you can just slip right back into people's lives. Do you know how much can change within that time? I don't with that stuff.
Okay, you said something about you need space.
Yeah.
So can you repeat that part? Because I missed that.
Ghosting close friends for months without communicating. You need space is normal.
Okay, yeah.
So before AP had posted this, like a few days before, Andrea had posted her video basically explaining that she moved house. She was also going through some stuff. She stopped communicating with like close family members, I'm guessing friends as well, and she also fell out with her mum about it.
Mm-hmm. It was this is before the tweet?
Yes.
Is this a long time before the tweet, or
no? I believe it was the same week.
Okay, so
So everybody in the comments was basically trying to connect the dots and link, make one
play
and
detective
one.
on the internet. Yeah.
And so them and myself thought she was talking about NJ, and people were going on her page probably asking like, oh, how come you guys are not
Did you go on her page?
I didn't.
I know you didn't.
How come you guys are not hanging around Andrea, or like, how come she wasn't in the podcast press and stuff like that? So my question to you is ghosting your close friends or family members without communicating with them for months an okay thing to do?
Well, yes, it's not the desired thing to do, but sometimes it's necessary for people to find themselves. It's okay to do. I don't know if okay is the right word, if you get me. Like, it's fine to do. If it happens, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not something I'd say, if you need time off, that's what you should do. Obviously, it's always preferable when someone's in need for help if they can reach out, but it's also understandable that not everyone can reach out. So in that scenario, yes, if that is what gets you to a better mental space, then absolutely. But for anyone else listening, if you can reach out, even if it's not to your family or friends, even if it's just to someone, try and reach out and try not to go for it on your own. And that's what I'm saying. Not everyone will be able to reach out. So in that scenario, if there is no other option, then yes, it's okay. It's okay. And when you explain it like that, it seems that she watched the video, or I'm going to get their names confused. AP is the one who posted the tweet. Yeah. Okay, so it seems that maybe the tweet, I don't know, might have been a reaction to either the video or like people coming to her page as a result of the video. And in that scenario, I don't agree with that, because now I'm aware that, well, I think that that she's gone through something, and fair enough, everyone's there in person, and life is it's your choice to make in life. Yeah. But that they've gone through something, and because they didn't communicate with you that they needed space, you're upset with them, and rightfully so in a way. But I think, looking at the grand scheme of things, like, you can be hurt that someone didn't communicate something with you, especially if you think they're your close friend. But when you find out the reason, or like you see why they didn't, or like you see that they couldn't, I think that hurt when you didn't know why they were ignoring you, like, is not there anymore, because now it should hopefully change into, okay, well, I'm sorry you had to go through that alone. How can I help you now. But not everyone is gonna react like that. I don't think it's not okay to think. I think if you need help, like if you need the time off, take the time off from people. And as you said, she made it clear in the video that she was going through stuff, so that's why she didn't reach out.
She also like was talking about like setting boundaries and stuff like that. I can't remember specifically what she said, but she was talking about setting boundaries and yeah, go on.
And I was gonna say, I also don't know the behind the scenes, because it could have been something like, or even maybe something that came off wrong from Andrea, or if they were finding out that she went through something through the video with everybody else, they feel a type of way, like, or even before the video, if you know you're gonna make it, just like let us know that you're back or something. But I don't know what's happened behind the scenes.
See, I would, my personal opinion on it is like, we're all adults, and I feel like once you reach to a certain age, you don't need to like, how do I put this? You don't need to like be in contact with your friend like every single day to know that the friendship is like still alive. Like, I feel like you can have some friends where you talk to them on a daily basis, or you can have some friends you talk to them on a weekly basis, and then you can have some friends that you talk to like, here and there, and you still know, oh, this is your friend. You can call on them if you need a particular thing, or if you need something, check up on them and stuff like that. And like, I feel like, especially if it is a close friend, like you should at least be able to be more understanding of the situation. And I feel like as well, you should be able to recognize, maybe like, you might not be able to know, but you might be able to, like, while they're ghosting you, you might be able to maybe guess like, oh, maybe it's because of X and X reason, because you're so close that you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, you might not know exactly because they haven't explained it to you, but you might be able to guess.
Yeah, that if
it could be X and X reason.
Yeah, but they're even taking out the fact that even if you don't guess, if the person's come back and has told you, especially, well, I don't know if she told them privately.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or not. Maybe there's more going on. I'm sure there's probably some things that the public don't know. But in the general question, yes, it's okay to take time off.
Take the time you need. But I would always say,
it might not be ideal for everybody, but you have to also do what's right for you at that moment.
Sometimes you have to be selfish with your own self.
It might not be ideal, but you have to do what's right for you.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's okay. I don't think it's right to be scolded, but I don't know, because it's hard to speak on it because you don't know what's going on.
But just speaking generally, they don't come
off looking good. From the public perception, because it seems like someone's gone through a tough time and they ignored you, yes, but they were going through a tough time, and from the public perception, it just seems like you're mad that they ignored you because when they were going through a tough time. So they don't come off looking good in that situation. But as you say, you never know what's going through. But at least, hopefully, Andrea is okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know what she looked like. I think I know what Nella Rose and
you know what Nella Rose looks like. This is AP.
Yeah, I didn't know what she looked like.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I'd seen you watch No, Andrea. I think I know what AP looks like.
Yeah, that was AP.
I think I've seen you watch Nella Rose and AP, but I don't think I've seen you watch Andrea. Maybe that was during the off time.
Yeah, you do. You've seen her.
No, I don't know.
You've seen her.
Miss Fabulous?
No, baby, that's not. Baby, I said Andrea. That's not Miss R Fabulous.
I don't know if that was her real. I don't know if that was her real name.
Baby, how you just bringing another name?
I didn't, but maybe it's because when you were watching the other two, she was like having
you've definitely seen her before.
I don't think I have.
You have.
But yeah, I think that sums it up. You just gotta do what's right for yourself,
and that comes with anything.
Yeah, with most things it comes with.
And people are not always gonna be understanding, no matter how close they are to you.
Yeah. Well, another hotly debated topic, or is it being debated? Well, the marriage bill. So currently in the UK, it's legal to get married at 16.
Yes.
And
with consent.
With parental consent.
Yeah.
And there's the marriage bill going through Parliament.
So basically,
to change it to 18.
You could get married at 18 with consent, and then they pushed it down to 16, and now they want to push it back to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, within that, they're saying that it would protect a lot of young people's lives. So one side of the argument is, if you want to get married before 18, it's 2 years. And although the 2 years doesn't seem like a lot, but as a young person, that is a whole different category of life, I guess you can say. 16, you're just doing your GCSEs, whereas 18, you would have finished your education and stuff like that. So basically, I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about this, and the guy was just having lots of different callers call in and sharing their experience. And you did have a few people who called in and, you know, they got married at 16, you know, had happily ever after, they're still together to this day and whatever. And then you had a lot of stories that was completely the opposite, and, you know, just a lot of abuse, a lot of trauma, and just a lot of everything for these young people. And so what is your opinion? Do you think the 2 years makes a difference? Or
I think it does make a difference, but to be honest, not enough of a difference in the specific context of the people it affects. I personally think 16 is too young to be married.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you can't even buy a drink yet. You can't do most.
And some people's arguments is like, how can the government say it's okay to be married at that age, have kids and whatever, but you can't buy party poppers?
Yeah, you can't buy fireworks. You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
But it's okay to be married, and it's like a big thing. And I will say, what I will say is that, like, it's a big commitment, especially to put on what is essentially a child, and it's with the parental consent. And I don't want to offend anybody's culture, but personally, I think 16 is too young.
And basically, what the podcast was saying is, some of these kids turn 16 before they even do their GCSEs, and so parents would send them off to other countries or here or whatever, and they don't actually end up getting any qualifications, because that would be it. They don't sit their GCSEs and they don't go to college, they don't go to uni, and now they're expected to live with this other person, and that other person doesn't generally have to be 16 as well. That other person could be 50, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yes, it's good progress, but I don't think it's going to do enough.
And most times it's with a man that they haven't met or they've just seen a picture of. Or...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, like, in the specific areas of the issues of trauma and stuff, like, I think a lot of, like, when you're explaining, like, some of these people are being promised from a young age.
Yes.
And
from as early as 7.
And if that means that they just have to wait 2 years, I still think that just because they're 18, it's still not right.
Yeah.
And it's a step in the right direction, but I don't know how to help them, because it's coming from different cultures and different ways of life. Even go back to olden days, they'll get married young, but life expectancy was also much lower.
Yes.
And I guess you had to grow up a bit quicker.
You weren't, in the grand scheme of things, you weren't young for as long.
Yeah, because if you think when the average life expectancy was like 40 before modern medicine.
Yeah.
Like, if you had lived to 16, you were halfway through your life.
Yeah, and so you're quite old now. You're kind of grown, I guess you would say.
But now, with a life expectancy of like 78 for men in the UK and 81 for women, I don't know why. Why are we getting killed off early, first of all?
Because you guys don't like to go to the GP.
It's because you guys be making us carry all the heavy stuff.
Whatever.
It's
you guys don't like to go to the GP.
It's breaking down our bodies.
You ignore letters.
We don't ignore letters.
Yes, you guys ignore letters. Carry on.
And so essentially, I don't know if the step from 16 to 18 solves the issue, but I think it is a step in the right direction, because I think there's still going to be people promised from a young age and stuff, and hopefully that's the 2 years allows them to become an adult, and I guess they can seek help or they can be more independent at that age. But it's very hard for people to come out to like defy their family or defy orders. So I think it helps, and I think it's definitely going in the right direction. But I just don't know how to provide even more support. And
yeah, it's definitely hard, and like it's a topic that is underreported.
definitely,
because some people just feel like this is just something that they have to deal with. It's part of their culture. And on the podcast, I think somebody tweeted to the presenter like, "Oh, why should we change what we're doing for one culture?" But it isn't. It isn't just one culture.
What was the argument there? Can you frame it?
So basically, they're trying to say, because this is a big topic in the Asian community. So he was trying to say, why should we change it for just the Asian community?
So he wanted it to stay at 16.
Stay at 16. Because he's saying it's fine for everyone else, but that one community.
But it's not.
But that's what we would. But that's what my point was. Yeah, there's just so many communities that it happens in. But I think the person who tweeted, I don't know if it was a guy or woman, but he's just thinking it just solves the problem for one community.
Yeah,
which it doesn't. It's just that it's not like a widespread issue that makes it on national news kind of thing.
Yeah,
and so you only think about, I don't know, like arranged marriage for that one community, which is not the case.
I think the problem will still persist. I think it helps, but I don't know if it solves the issue.
But it was also like the case where, for example, when England changed their rules, I believe it was Bangladesh, they also changed their rules to 16 as well.
They were like, yo, everyone's doing it.
So, yeah, basically. And so it does, the fact that
it sets a standard.
It sets a standard, and it kind of, to the other countries, it's like, oh, okay, this is not as acceptable there, so maybe we should look into it. Because it's also the case where they fly the girls from here to whatever country it would be, to get married.
No, that makes sense. No, yeah, that makes sense. And
it's just a sad thing in itself. And there are also really nice stories that come from it,
I'm sure. But I still
they're really happy with the person who they're married with, or they've done it through love, and
I think even personally, I think everyone should wait till they're an adult. Wait till you're 18. I don't know how that age has been determined as adulthood, but since that's what most countries fly by as 18
no, because
is adulthood.
In America, like Las Vegas, you have to be 21 to have a drink.
This is true.
I think it's Las Vegas.
I think 21 might even be a better age for adulthood around. I feel a lot of 18-year-olds aren't.
Yeah.
Even 21-year-olds, but they're a bit more mature than 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
And bumping up the age is the right decision. Even if there's happy stories for it, I'm sure there are some happy stories, but
it's 2 years. That's the thing. If they like love marriage and whatever, they want to get married, like
they can wait 2
years is not gonna change much.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, but it will change a lot if they're being forced into it.
Yeah, it might help if they're being forced into it for sure. So yeah, I say increase the age.
Yes.
Well,
am I the a-hole?
All right, settle in. So am I the a-hole for telling the cashier that it wasn't the girl's credit card?
Oh.
Okay. So I was in a high-end department store and happened to end up next to two teenage girls while shopping. One of the girls had picked out a very expensive pair of boots and they were both fawning over them. Second girl must have looked at the price tag and asked the boots girl if she's really going to spend that much on boots. Girl with the boots says something along the line of, "It's fine, I have my dad's credit card, I'm not paying." Which instantly caught my attention because that's not her card. I've told my son multiple times he's never allowed to use my card, so I'm interested to see how this girl thinks she's going to get away with fraud, but had split up from the girls at this point because they had found something else. So we end up at the same register, me behind, and I see a total hit well over 4 digits.
Wow.
The girl is about to swipe the card, then I decide to say, I can't let her get away with something like this, and someone has to parent this kid if no one else will.
Oh, Jesus.
I tell the cashier that it isn't her card, but her father's card, and I'm not sure if she has permission. The girl and her friend turned and glared at me, giving me the most dirty look I've ever seen. I swear this girl was going to throw a tantrum right here. I don't think she was ever told no. The girl tells the cashier her father gave her the card to shop with because it's the store's credit card and it gives him the points. Now I've pointed out it wasn't hers. The cashier tells the girl she can't use the card.
Yeah.
The girl tries to show ID to prove they have the same last name. And I tell her it's still fraud. Girl says it's not fraud because she has permission and tells me to mind my own business. I tell her that it is my business, that she's doing something illegal. She needs to pay with her own card or I call the cops. Girl is peed off and people are glaring at me. She uses her own card and leaves crying. So the cashier looks mad at me and I tell my husband when I get home, only for him to agree that I was in the wrong. Am I the a-hole?
Yes. I feel like yes and no though, actually. Like I feel like she did the right thing because her dad may not have known that she took the credit card and she was just spending like aimlessly with the credit card. But then it wasn't her place to get involved, kind of thing. Go on.
I think she's the a-hole. She just doesn't know the situation.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know the situation. The parent might very well have given her the money. You don't know their financial situation.
Yeah,
that might be
definitely.
nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a lot of money to you, it doesn't mean it's a lot of money to them. I think she took her situation
Definitely.
and she applied it like, if my son was spending that
yeah.
much and saying that, it's not my money, it's my dad's, I would be furious.
Mhm.
But you don't know their financial situation. So you should have just stepped back and you could have given your glare of disapproval, but that's as far as it should have gone because it
Mhm.
wasn't your business.
But the thing is, it didn't affect the girl in any way. It's just that she didn't get what she wanted that day.
No, I think she did, but she had to pay using her own card.
Okay, then she was fine.
But I think you should have mind your business because my mom's given me her card to go get something.
Yeah.
And obviously I was buying like groceries or something when I was little or whatever, but you don't know what the instruction was. Like, it's not even like, oh, this is your friend's daughter and you know their situation and you know she shouldn't be spending that. But even then, like, if you don't know, you don't know. So
I think it was the fact that the other friend was like, are you really going to spend that much? And it was like, oh, don't worry, it's my dad's money. And so she automatically thought like, I think I would have thought like, oh, like, the fact that the friend's saying that means that she doesn't normally spend this much amount of money.
It's not my problem to deal with.
Yeah.
I think this right here is the makings of a Karen. This right here, involving yourself in situations where you should just stay yourself out of.
Yeah, no, you're right.
This right here, this is how Karens start off. They don't just go for the big events. They start off with little small ones where they insert themselves where it wasn't invited.
Yeah.
And right here was a situation where you could have possibly been right, but most people would have left it alone because you don't know the parents and you don't know the instructions.
There's no way to tell, like, oh yeah, like, definitely. And the girl clearly had the money to buy it herself, right?
Yeah. And if she has the, I don't know, the pin or whatever, I'm assuming you don't just swipe it. I don't know if you do just swipe it in America. That seems very unsafe.
No, in America you just swipe it.
That seems very unsafe. Yeah. You could just lose your card and lose a lot of money.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing.
They should add a pin system.
Yeah, like, and then you sign the back of it.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing.
Well, you sign it in America?
Like, you sign the card. You sign the receipt kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I've seen. I don't know if it's the same now, but when I saw it, they didn't have a pin.
Oh, wow.
Very strange.
Very strange indeed. Although your intentions might have been good, you should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
You could have glared and given you bad looks, and that was it. Because you just don't know enough information to make the right judgment call here.
You are the a-hole, Karen.
Yeah, you are the a-hole. Your husband was right.
You should have left it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's been it for us, and that's been us for a little while. We've got some news.
Yes.
Some sad news. Insert violin music. Is that violin?
Yeah.
So that's been us for a little while. We're going on a hiatus.
I thought you were going to say hike.
Oh, no,
we're not going on a hike.
We're going on a hiatus. We've decided, well, until we can deliver you premiere content, video included.
Let's not promise things we can't deliver.
No, but I don't think we can come back on here with just audio only. Okay. Unless we're not on YouTube, because YouTube is a video platform.
Yeah.
So whilst we get our act together, we'll be on a hiatus, and when we return, you'll be able to watch us.
Yes.
But thank you all for listening, for the tens of you that have tuned in over the past 76 episodes. It's been great. Thank you for listening, for interacting with us and suggesting topics. We will be back, even if it's in a different format or a different style of video. This channel is not over yet, but we're back to regroup, rethink, reconsider,
Yes.
and bring you back better content.
Yes.
So that's been it, and that's been us for the gift of the gab.
I was gonna say tell a friend to tell a friend, but
yeah, no, still tell a friend and listen to some of our old episodes.
Yes.
In the meantime, this is kind of sad. But yeah,
that's my violin.
That's your violin.
Yeah.
Still need some work.
Okay.
You'll hear from us soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Ciao.
Ciao.